All right, everyone. So, bit of a collaboration today. I have Nintend friends over here,
What's up? How you doing?
and we're going to talk about the Switch 2, just like everything involving it. Because there's a lot of this, that, and the other thing. And I got some bullets here. I got some, stuff I want to talk about. And, I wanted to bounce some ideas off of what, they decided to think of. So, first thing first, tariffs, politics aside, we did get the new update. 90-day, 10% tariff. And since the Switch is coming out within a 2-month time frame, the first wave of Switches will probably have, at the very least, a 10% tariff. What do you guys think of the price before, and what do you think of the potential price after?
So here's the thing. When I originally saw the direct, I didn't mind. Well, first of all, they didn't mention the price.
Yeah.
So I
No,
was
they
like,
never did.
what's going on? Like they want to sweep it under the rug. They want to keep us on the hype, And so I was like, and that same day, it all came out. It was going to be 400. No, sorry, 450.
450.
Right, and then 500 for the Mario Kart bundle, the bundle, So like, I get the price. I get the price to 450. Because of what they're giving us. It's gonna be 4K, 120 FPS. Like I get it. It's comparable to what's on the market right now as far as like the Steam Deck, ROG Ally. Dude, it's actually a deal.
Yeah.
So
It really is. And what the part that kills me the most is I was talking to a friend about it, and he was saying the price was insane, yada yada yada, and he was blaming the tariffs, and I was like, that doesn't seem like tariff price with the hardware that's inside, because it's like the fan being small enough to not sound like a PS4, right? When it turns off, might sound like
we're at an airport or something.
Yeah, and it's funny because like in my comedic video about it, right? I talk about the Joy-Cons, and it's like the Joy-Cons themselves are very expensive, but having HDR 4K and undocked 120 FPS, that has to be the most incredibly impressive hardware. I'm sorry, to switch between 120 FPS, 1080 undocked, then 4K docked, forget about it. It's insane.
Yeah.
But I get it's a price hike. For Nintendo, yes.
Yeah.
Another question: do you think this is going to be a 3DS situation with the ambassador program and how they slash the price and slow sales? Like, what do you think is going to happen with that?
Do you want to speak on that a little bit? Do you know anything about it?
Do you know about the whole ambassador program? I'm still fuzzy on that. You got to fill me in a little bit on that, because
So the ambassador program was for people like me. Well, I actually I found a lost 3DS with the ambassador program, but I say people like me just in general who have the ambassador program. Basically, the price was too expensive at, I think it was $249.99, and then they slashed it, I think by 50 bones. And they were like, oh man, all these people bought a 3DS and now it's like cut the price. How do we give them something of value in return? They gave us 10 NES games and they gave us 10 Game Boy Advance games, which, mind you, when the new 3DS came out, people were expecting the Game Boy Advance games to come out. They never did. So if you didn't mod it, you had one of the rarest things in your 3DS.
We have them. By the way, we have one of those.
Really?
Yeah. It's a 2DS though.
Oh, I mean, still, you just did. Mine's on a new 3DS XL.
But
I think. So, do you think they're gonna have some kind of promotion? Because Nintendo, they're not strangers to giving away games when they're desperate. I got Pikmin 3 for free, and I got Donkey Kong Jr. free also back in the day when we had. Oh, there was a certain promotion. I think I got it with Kid Icarus Uprising. If you buy a 3DS game, you get some download game for free. If you buy a
I think I remember that. Yeah.
It was a good deal, and I've read Reggie Fils-Aimé's book, and I've read, Ask I Want It, which, by the way, Reggie is trolling Nintendo right now. I don't know if you saw the post. Did you?
No, I didn't see the post.
So the post was like, hey, by the way, Wii Sports was packaged in for free. This is how it happened. This is how it went.
I
And
knew
he-
that it was Reggie's idea
Uh-huh.
to like they were gonna do this. They were gonna pull the same thing that they're pulling now
Yeah.
with the Welcome Switch 2 game, which should be a packing game.
Right.
But it was Reggie's
Astrobot
idea
was.
to be like, hey, what if we made Wii Sports like a packing game, like free?
Uh-huh.
And like, look what happened. But to answer your question, like your original question, I'm hoping for a price cut because I mean they like you said they did pull this back when the 3DS released. It wasn't selling well. You know they weren't getting the numbers that they wanted that they initially thought they were going to get, and they cut the price, and then it kind of saved the 3DS.
it really
So like, it really did.
especially since the 3DS in comparison to the Switch 2 had no third-party support. They had like maybe 5 third-party games, like
Mhm.
especially with the Wii U. Also, there was no third-party games.
Yeah.
This is coming out the gate swinging as hard as it can. And you know what's funny is like, I'm sorry, I look at things like Tekken, like okay, cool, all of Tekken's gonna that the new Tekken is gonna be on there. But then I look at things like Street Fighter, and I'm like, why is it not on the card? But it's I think they're gonna do something where you get Mario Kart or something, especially if it's tanking bad. That's the thing. If say the tariffs hit and we get something extraordinarily price wise, right? Like say it's like $600 and like someone bought it at whatever. They're gonna do something to give their games either discounted or heavily free. And Nintendo only does that when they're desperate, just like they only collab with other people when they're desperate. That's how we got things like Pokken and Hyrule Warriors.
Well, I thought it was really weird that the way that they went about things last console, it's what they're doing now. It's kind of like not their MO. Because if you think about it, like Nintendo was the last company to raise the game prices to $70. We didn't get that until Tears of the Kingdom.
And that's
When everybody else, PlayStation and Xbox, were already at the $70 mark. So to be like, oh, like, hey, I'm championing Nintendo.
Yeah.
To be like, hey man, look, like you were the last one to do this. Like, hey, like, good for you. Like, we understand, like, hey, times are changing, but like it took you long to hold out, like, to raise that price. Hey, we love Nintendo. To then have them kind of spit in our face and be like, oh, by the way, we're starting, we're gonna start this thing that the games are gonna be $80 now.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, what? Like, what? Why are you?
Here's the flip side of that, because you guys said you watched my video, but for those of you who might not have, Nintendo's also the first to set the standard for things.
Yeah.
Right? But also they're also the ones to test the waters for things. So the Wii Remote is a good example because once motion controls were a thing, well, guess what? Everyone had motion controls now. PlayStation, Xbox. This could be Nintendo's way of testing the waters of seeing if people are willing to do this because again, our value, like at least in America, our dollar value hasn't gone up. I hopefully, eventually want to go to Japan because right now it's very cheap to, spend and do things over there. The N, very low in comparison. But it's weird to think that Nintendo, because I didn't know this. They have stores over here, they have this over here, but they don't have factories. Could you imagine if we had 1 or 2 factories over here and that would mitigate all the scalping that is going to happen with the Switch 2?
Yeah.
Personally speaking, I think it's like, I'm shocked that I found that out because of everything going on. I thought they had something over here, personally. Like, do you think if they somehow find a way to get a deal and then build something over here, do you think that could lower the price of the Switch?
I think so. I think, that's kind of how, politics are headed at this moment. The current administration is really wanting to put Made in America. They really wanting to promote that. And so I think, you will see positive in that, pricing wise. You'll see positive effects going into if Nintendo did have something here, in the American home front, right?
Yeah. Do you think it would mitigate scalping though? Is like the main thing because this is going to be scalped.
Yeah.
big time. Probably more than Pokemon cards recently. I don't know if you guys have been seeing that. That is.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm trying to get my original 151 because I lost it to Hurricane Sandy. Trying to get that back.
Oh,
but
wow. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's life. But I think it's one of those things where I want it to happen just because, not for any political reason, but because I'm so sick of these scalpers. I'm so tired of them, man.
Yeah.
I just can't have one thing.
That's why we can't have anything nice.
Yeah. Okay, how about this one? What do you think of the game not being on the card thing? There's a lot of confusion around it, and I think where it stands right now, or at least the current rumors, I don't know who clarified it or didn't, but the at least in terms of first party games, like, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, right? They're gonna have the full game on it, plus the bonus. And if you're a Nintendo Switch family member, I think it is, you get the bonuses for free, which really
will be the
value.
expansion pack, right? Or like
the expansion pack, yes.
Or the upgraded
2.0 or whatever.
what is it? The upscaled version, the Nintendo Switch 2 versions.
The
correct?
Nintendo Switch 2 versions, yeah.
Because I actually heard today that the DLC will not be included.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that today.
They really
I don't
don't.
know
From Nintendo.
I don't. Well, from different sources. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. I feel like with some of this stuff, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but as far as like the game not being on the cart, like, I heard that it was only for those like big games. Like, I can't imagine Cyberpunk.
Big games? I'm sorry. Like, Cyberpunk is fully on the cart. That one I did know.
It is on the cart?
Yes, Cyberpunk is fully on the cart. Tekken is fully on the cart. And I'm looking at my notes right now. Street Fighter isn't for some reason.
That's so weird.
I think it's like a game by game basis, which is
So
really
then it would have to be the developer.
Yeah, it would
that's in
definitely have
charge
to
of
be
that.
developer.
Because like, props to what is it, Project Red or who does Cyberpunk?
Oh yeah.
Like, props to them for like being able to optimize it as such that it's going to be able to be on the card.
Leo, what are you doing? My cat's into something. I don't know what he's doing, but anyway, yeah. I like, especially when Cyberpunk 77. I don't know if you guys know or remember. That was one of the worst launches in gaming.
It was buggy. It was really buggy. It took them like 3 years to like fix it.
I mean, that was No Man's Sky also, but that's like every game now. It's like you buy it, and all of a sudden, like, I look at my Nintendo Switch games, and the version 1.01 is actually the base version of the game. That's just so that Nintendo registers you, I think, at, like, the Wi-Fi sense. So, like, literally, like, Nintendo, I think, is, like, one of the only companies that doesn't really need to frequently update their games. Like, Paper Mario, like, the Thousand Year Door remake, need anything. But speaking of games that need some kind of update, or some kind of anything, Link's Awakening. I don't know if you played it. I've been waiting to play it since the Switch 2 was starting to have rumors.
He's looking at me because Link's Awakening is my favorite Zelda game.
It was the first one I played on the Game Boy. So you tell me what you think of the frame rate on this.
So, like,
I want to hear this.
I personally have never seen anything dip. Like, I feel like with Link's Awakening, it's nitpicky. Like, it's a small game. There's not a lot going. Like, I understand. Like, when the outside frame of the game, like where you're looking, it's kind of blurred. So like, I get that. Like, maybe people don't like it. People don't like the art style, but like,
Yeah, but that was intentional.
but even that, like, people are like, I don't like that. So they think it's like, if it lags, it's like not bad. Like, I've seen Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom lag way worse than Link's Awakening.
Really? I'm the opposite. I've only ever seen Tears of the Kingdom lag one time. Breath of the Wild, I've never seen it lag.
Well, it's not
Unless
that
you
much.
kind of the Wii U version. Because I recently, for an upcoming video, the Wii U version lags like a mother. Oh man, that thing.
Yeah, I bought it on Wii U just to try it like last year, and I was like, oh, I've never played that.
It's crunchy.
Yeah.
But Tears of the Kingdom, the only time I've ever seen it lag, docked or undocked, was when I took as many tree logs as I possibly could just to see how far I can get up in the sky without like I was in the sky, like I think in like the equivalent of the Great Plateau, the Great Sky I would call them, and I chopped down as many trees as possible. I wanted to see how high I could go. I had a stick that like It was so long. I got to a point where it was really like tanking, and I was like, okay, we're not doing this. For me, Link's Awakening actually, and again, it could be depending on our Switch models too. That might be enough because they had a version 2 Switch.
Oh,
right. With the battery life and stuff like that. So depending on how much power,
it's the same. It's the same underneath the hood. So like, it's the same.
Was there
It's the same processor.
But also like you also got to look at like power performance. As someone who is currently building a computer, shout out to my next or whenever I finish that project. This is gonna be a long.
Nice.
For those of you guys who don't know at home, I'm building a computer out of an Xbox Series X mini fridge.
Oh dang!
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is gruesome, right? It is. I know the parts are gonna fit. Problem is I had to cut a mold chassis and stuff. This way I could put the stuff in, but that's beside the point.
It's big enough.
Oh yeah, it's not yet to build. But that was the biggest joke. Was like you could shove a computer in there. I was like, well, what if we made it viable? That's the joke. But anyway, that aside, interesting take. That one, honestly, that actually surprised me. I'd like for those of you at home, I hate to say it, this ain't scripted. There's no script. There's a few moments.
No.
That's these. I got nothing, man.
So you haven't played it yet. You haven't played Link's Awakening.
I played it for like 30 minutes because I played the Game Boy.
Did you witness any lagging?
Yeah, that's what actually made me stop because I was like,
Okay.
I want to give this game my full attention when there's a Switch 2 revision and the hardware is better. Because I wanted to give that game the love and respect that it deserves because the music in that,
Yes.
oh, it is, it made me cry when I first listened to it. And I love this game so much because I played it on the Game Boy. Notice anything special about this?
About your version?
I bought the Euro version. Do you want to know why?
Why?
You're not subbed to my collection channel, are you? I have the collector's edition of it.
Whoa.
Interesting.
I got that imported. But that's beside the point. That was when I had money. Now I got debt. So it's okay. Laughing off debt aside, speaking of debt, GameCube games. Now listen, as someone who grew up with a GameCube and someone who was a Nintendo kid, because my family was not poor, but we weren't well off. Like we were like slightly below like middle class, right?
Yeah.
So GameCube was where it was at. The games were cheap, everything was good. What do you think of GameCube like games? One, being on the Switch, and two, do you think the prices of the physical GameCube games themselves are gonna tank because of this? Oh, and do you think Pokemon Home's gonna be a thing for Coliseum and or whatever Pokemon appears on there next? So 3 questions.
I don't see why not. Don't they have Pokemon Home for what is it? Pokemon the 64 version. What is it? Pokemon Coliseum? Is that
64 version?
what is the 64 version called?
Pokemon Stadium.
Pokemon Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Because Coliseum's not.
It's not Coliseum, but it's something else. Don't they have Pokemon Home for Pokemon Stadium?
I don't particularly know because I've played very little of the Nintendo Switch Online just because I have all of my older copies. I played a little bit of Mario 64 on it just because I've played Mario 64 on anything. If you've seen my little short with that, I'm like, oh my god, I've played this game how many times?
I just see that video. I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate. See, like, you know what? Honestly, it's nice to make friends who are fans, but it's also nice to just like talk about games like this because man, this is rough. This is genuinely a rough lineup. But what do you think? Because I don't know about the Pokemon Home situation, but what do you think about GameCube prices dropping?
What are they at?
Astronomical. You throw a stone at a
Right
game
now?
that was announced. Wind Waker is like $70.
Oh, I mean, like I bought Wind Waker at a pretty good price.
OG or HD?
OG.
OG.
It's not as expensive.
It's not because
No.
of the HD, and the HD kind of.
See, I bought Wind Waker HD for the Wii U, but guess what happened? Because Wii U is Wii U, it didn't read the disc,
Oh no.
and so like I had to take it back. Remember that?
Yeah.
I had to take it back. I was so upset. I was so mad. I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I finally get to play it in HD," and
Nobody.
no, dude, I was so mad. And it's like it's a Wii U thing. It wasn't obviously it's not a disc thing. It's
Just
It reads every other one of my Wii U games perfectly. I don't have any other issues with any of the other games, but it's just a Wii U thing. Like sometimes,
Dang.
yeah. So I got store credit, which is great. I got a game over video games, but the prices. I mean, as a vintage game collector, I don't know. Like I feel like I went through a phase of like collecting stuff. And I think that phase is over. Maybe if we do a video, like I'll be like, hey, do you want to like? I mean, we've had like a bunch of talks, like, hey, do you want to go like game hunting? But it's just like, why? It's like,
Because it's
I can mod everything in HD, and
that's the problem. Is also the lack of creativity. I actually give respect to Nintendo for not pulling a Wii U situation on this and porting everything to the dang console. Even though they're technically doing it, they're technically not. They're still like it's like a semantics thing. It's like having Dragon Ball Xenoverse on the PlayStation 4 and then putting it on the 5. You got the free upgrade. Like it was done. The data was transferred over. Fine. Things I do like about Tears of the Kingdom, by the way. Also, I know you haven't seen the collection video yet of this probably, but Tears of the Kingdom, yeah, this steelbook that I got in my collector's edition. I don't know if you can see it, but it's broken inside. Like completely.
Great.
Like someone was disgruntled at the factory and decided to break this. So I'm a little upset about that. I'm gonna either eventually A, find a new one, or B, very mad at Nintendo for the rest of my life. One of the two. Okay. I mean, honestly, what do you also think of this third-party support? Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the last three announcements actually.
you want to speak on it or?
which announcement?
The third party support for the Switch too. I thought it was a giant leap forward because when the Switch originally came out, there was no third party support. Like people did it was too much work to optimize it for such a underperforming console. Essentially, when the Switch came out, it was already like outdated.
Yeah.
Like hardware.
Yeah.
And so people did not want to they didn't want to develop anything for that. And now because of how successful that the Switch was, these third-party developers are like, dang, we missed the boat. So to have them day one on the direct, day one, so much third-party support, I saw it as a win.
I see it as a win too.
I see this as an absolute win. So it's
especially
like
the one exclusive that'll probably eventually be on.
yeah, which is Bloodborne 2, but not Bloodborne 2, because Bloodborne is owned by PlayStation.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's interesting. I think that's one of those games that's gonna eventually come down later the line of the pipeline with some DLC exclusivity. But to get it on Switch first, pretty good. It's like when we had Rayman Origins having all the Mario costumes and stuff.
I take that over Super Bomberman any day.
Dang.
He was like, struck a chord with that one.
It's just fucking went right for the jugular on that.
Sorry, the game sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's fine.
But, okay, actually, one more thing. What do you think of the Discord chat? Because, like, man, that looks so outdated, and so, like, even in the trailer, that was choppy. And that was not the footage, mind you. Because
I feel like people were hyped about, like, oh, this is cool, and I'm like, I was kind of hyped too, but after seeing, like, the lag, I was like, I mean, I don't think it's something, I think the game chat is something I would utilize. Like, but not the picture-in-picture type of a thing. Also, I'm not getting the Nintendo camera. There's just why? Like, this is Kinect all over again.
Yeah.
Why do I want? You know what I mean? Like,
It doesn't make sense.
I can see it be a fun thing for kids and their friends. Like, I feel like that would be, good for them. Like, imagine if we had that back then.
Oh yeah. Also,
Like, it'd be cool. So like, I think as kids are gonna take more advantage of it. But again, it's hard because a kid is gonna have to convince their parents, hey, can you get me this $450 console?
especially since it's the Switch 2, like the Wii U, it's gonna be hard to market this. And Doug Bowser actually got grilled on this on an interview. Doug Bowser actually came out of the Koopa Keep, as he does once or twice a year. And he actually got grilled on it. I forget what I think it was MSNBC or something. where they're like, so how do we make this not like a Wii U situation? And I was just like, bro, spitting bars, honestly, for everyone here. Like, that man was a Nintendo fan at some point in his life, and he got burned, just like all Wii U owners did, because let's face it, you know. But also, TLDR real quick, we got like 8 minutes left, technically, but I'll just redo the Zoom call. I just want to let you know. Anyway, so then, I mean, honestly, Nintendo's got to kick up their Wi-Fi game, because, like, now we're paying for it, right? Like, now we're paying for it. Now we have to care. It's not like the Wii U and 3DS where it was terrible, but it was like, okay, but it's not Xbox and PlayStation, we're not paying for it. So it's like, you know what, we'll deal with it. It's not like the Wii days either where it was terrible, and nope, we still weren't paying for it. Now we are. So it's like, okay, well, how do we do this, right? I think, especially with the amount of players, like, if it's like Mario Kart level where there's 24 people. I mean, granted, I don't know how many people have 24 friends, but that's beside the point. It is crazy to think that it could, like... it's crazy to think...
You have 24 friends?
You have no friends.
like... It's okay, you got home.
It's sad, really.
It's okay.
Like,
I mean, honestly, we're gamers. Do we need friends? We got waifus.
We stay inside.
Yeah. We got waifus like Zelda over here. Are you kidding me? No, that was really the little back screen is really killing us. But anyway, what do you think of Hyrule Warriors Age of? It's not Age of
Imprisonment. No, it's Age of Imprisonment.
Thank you, Imprisonment.
Yes.
That's
up my alley, man.
I honestly like. I don't know about you guys, because I haven't uploaded the video yet, but I spent a lot of time on the Wii U playing Hyrule Warriors, because that was like the only game that was around. Then the 3DS version came out, I was excited for that, played a decent amount on that too. Then the Switch version came out, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me! Like,
yeah.
Also,
I tell people to skip that one entirely.
You know what, it's funny because it's like, I want to complete it, just to say that I did it, right? I keep making like these like promises on my page where it's like X amount of followers and I will do it. And I think because I wrote the script for the next video coming up, and I was like, how many followers can I promise this for? And I was like, you know what, 750k followers and a Twitch affiliation, and I'll do it. I'll live stream it. Actually, I don't know, was that the Korok scene? I don't remember, but it was either that or the Korok scene thing. I think it's good. I'm glad we're getting amiibos of the second generation champions, which we should have gotten in Tears of the Kingdom. But like, well, why now? Like, they're not gonna do anything in Tears of the Kingdom, or maybe they are, and we just don't know it yet. But they got rid of Wolf Lake, and he was the bestest boy, and I'm pretty pissed about that stuff.
Yeah.
Because now my Wolf Lake amiibo kind of just doesn't do much. I will say it's one of those things that I didn't expect, but I'm not surprised. It's like, okay, you did it for Breath of the Wild. Okay, now you do it for Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know. I like the Warriors games are a slog to get through. Even these, where they're like, this one was bite-sized in comparison.
Yeah.
Like
I'm actually I'm out of the loop here. Or I guess out of the boat, because I love those Hyrule Warrior games. The first one was fine. On the Wii U and the 3DS, I just tell people to skip it because it doesn't really. There's no need at the moment. I tell them to start with Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I love that game. Like, I enjoyed my time with it, despite the lags. Also, much more lag in that game than Link's Awakening.
I'll give you that. I'm gonna give you that one right now. That's my stamp of you're right.
Yes.
I hate telling people they're right. I'm usually right.
So
terrible.
Hey man, well, get used to it.
I honestly love being wrong more than I love being right at this current time.
I tell him I'm right all the time.
Honestly, you know what? Oh, we're gonna be good friends. But no, okay. So then I guess for the last part of it, it was two big games, or two other big games. Are you a little disappointed it wasn't Smash?
I was.
I was like, there's not gonna be a Smash game. Like, I Of course I'm disappointed, but I'm like, it was never gonna be Smash.
Listen, Daddy Sakurai has been working on Smash Brothers since like the Wii U, 3DS era. Actually, no, since Brawl, Ethan. I'm pretty sure.
Brawl,
Yeah, since Brawl. Bro needs a break, especially after what happened with Baylane development.
I wouldn't even be mad if they made a Switch 2 version and added more people. Like, they don't even need to add more people. They just need to make it Switch 2 version.
Well, they just add the stages they didn't add. There's only like 8 to like 6 stages that aren't
That's exactly
added. Give me
like,
that, I'll be
literally
fine.
Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah,
Like, it's the ultimate Smash. Like, it did its job.
it really did its job. Like,
We
where
played
do you
that every
go up
week.
from there? Where do
I
you
played it
go
every
up
week
from
with the Smash Bros.
there? Yeah, where do you go up from there? You had Sora, and listen, I've never played Kingdom Hearts, but bro, it's like I get it. It's not like Waluigi or anything. Like this was like a well-earned title.
Do you ever main Sora?
Have I ever made Sora? I
Yeah.
like floaty characters. I play a lot of Lucas and Mewtwo, and Sora does have my kind of play style in mind.
So you played with him before?
I've played with him. I like him. I'm just it's not my thing because like you know what? At this point he gets knocked around just as much as Pichu. But if you can combo chain someone, that's fine.
If you played with him, you played Kingdom Hearts.
Basically, yeah, that kind of yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
But I will say,
Like,
People are gonna get mad at that. So,
oh really? Oh, dang. I think people are gonna get more mad that I haven't played.
I'm just trying to get you more views, bro.
Honestly, it's one of those things where I want it to happen naturally. I don't want it to just, happen because like Scott the Woz. I think I made mention of this before, but like I was one of the few people I think who liked Scott the Woz, and maybe I wasn't subbed, but I liked his videos before he got the shout out from Lax. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. He still does the same thing. He hasn't changed. But like, I don't think he'd be as popular if it weren't for Relax. Personally speaking. Like, his stuff was great. It still is great. But I look back on it and I'm like, nah, he's just like everyone else,
I love Scott the Woz. I love him. I'm subbed and I will watch every one of his videos, but I'm so angry at him. Because I try to put so much effort into our videos, and he can just film on the carpet and get
Actually, no, he made a screen grab of that, actually. He was bougie with it. It's on a bed or something.
It's on the table, right?
It's like on a table. Like, he's bougie with it. That's why my stuff, if you see my collection, I'll send you my collection channel after this. It genuinely is on the floor. It is the most jerry-rigged thing where I got a tripod in a sofa jammed in there with a light flashing either away or on, depending on how it is.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, but like, I do the same thing he does. And I'm not, it's not a gripe, but there's less. So, wow. I will say the one thing I was so upset that it wasn't Kid Icarus Uprising. Kirby Air Ride fans are eating good tonight. It's fine. Over 20 years. It's cool.
I was excited because I knew what it was.
Yeah.
I knew what it was like the second. I was I saw Kirby falling out of the air. I was like, oh, we're getting air. This feels like
He's gonna pick up.
Also, I may be behind the curve. Like, does Sakurai just have his own font?
I think he does.
Because if you look at the font for Air Rider, this Air Rider, it's like the Smash Bros font.
I think it might be his own font. He might have created his own font. I don't really care. I'm just like, I'm so sad it's not Kid Icarus. Because, I mean, look, I'm a Kid Icarus fan. I've been an avid Kid Icarus fan since actually the 3DS Classic. Not even Uprising, right? Because I was like, I played it on the Classic. I was like, oh, this is fun. Oh, TLDR, by the way, because of my eye issue, I can't see 3D, so it took me forever to beg my mom to give me a 3DS. Actually, no, I didn't beg her. I was in high school and I had a job. What am I saying? I just realized that. I was like, wait a minute. It was the GameCube I begged for. Anyway, yeah, I will say I'm happy for Air Rider fans. I own Air Ride, and I loved Air Ride, and we got City Trial, which gave us Smash Run, and I'm okay with this. I like it. I'm curious to see where this is going.
Like, yeah, is it gonna be like a racing game?
It's like a racing game, but it's also like
They have battle mode
and like it's not like your standard kart racer either. There's like not even, I wouldn't call it inverted gas controls, but like you could drift, you can hold it for more power. The momentum is very different. It's not like Mario Kart. It's not like Mario Kart.
No.
I've played Kirby Air Rider.
Yeah.
You don't even know the name.
And that's where it's called Air Rider, no?
It's Air Rider, not Air Rider.
Yeah, no, it's not
Rider
Air
is the second one. I don't know if it's the second one. I'm glad. They're probably gonna port the original to the Switch Online now that I think about it.
I hope.
But can we get Smash Bros, please? Melee?
Give me Melee HD.
They're not. I feel like they're not gonna give it to us.
At this point, it's just pettiness because we don't have Smash 64 on the
No,
Switch Online.
not at all.
No,
I don't think they would do that either.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Is a better question. It's not like they're selling it anywhere else.
They have this thing where like it's really easy. They can make money really easily. And
Licensing is the biggest issue because Sora Limited or that's probably they have to like reach out to Daddy Sakurai and be like, hey man,
It's such a hassle with Smash Bros.
well the
Also,
Wii U version is going to be even worse because the Wii U version and 3D even the 3DS and the Switch were like Ultimate is worse because do you know how many companies were in both of those?
I feel stupid now actually because
It's
why did they do it? Well, they got a freaking
well, hear me out. We got Banjo-Kazooie on it. At this point, the sky is the limit with Microsoft and Nintendo too. But any third-party support or just external support.
I mean, I have them all anyway, so I don't know why I'm tripping. So.
Yeah. Also, RIP to Rare's Donkey Kong. I'm okay with the sacrifice of Rare's Donkey Kong if it meant we got a new Donkey Kong game. Now, I played a little bit of Donkey Kong 64 when I had a cartridge for it. I never 100%ed it. I wanted to, but then I realized, in all honesty, insane asylums are a little overbooked. So you know what? At this point, it's fine.
No, I tried.
It's weird because like I would be okay with completing Hyrule Warriors, like definitive edition, right? Would it drive me insane? Probably, but would Donkey Kong Country also? Or Donkey Kong Country 3 or whatever the 64. There's no country in it. It would also drive me insane, but it would drive me insane for the wrong reasons. It would drive me insane for the backtracking more so than it would like anything else.
Have you ever played 64? Okay. Do you like it?
Yeah, I own it. 64.
I own it. Why haven't I seen it?
Well, because you never come around.
This guy. This guy like will make a podcast with me like once every month.
Yeah.
You want to talk about people who don't come around?
Turn the camera on.
You talk about leaving for milk and you don't come back.
I'm
a busy guy.
Yeah. I will say, I'm curious to see where this falls in the timeline. Like, cause like now do you see the leaks with Pauline and Cranky Kong and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Pre-Odyssey. Like this has to be pre-Odyssey, but is it pre-Donkey Kong Country? Is a better question.
What is it, baby Pauline?
I don't know, baby like kid Pauline? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I just
toddler Pauline? Like she doesn't look like any of the babies from Mario Kart. She looks like
tween Pauline.
Tween? I could say tween. But like either way, it's interesting to me that they took the Pauline route with this. I like that, but also it was interesting that she's like a kid.
They have like a falling out.
I'm like, now, we didn't actually even talk about Mario Kart yet. We haven't talked about that at all. Why
Who wants to talk about that? It's so expensive. No, shit.
It's my man. But no. I will say in terms of Mario Kart, it's weird because it's first of all, I'm sorry, I'm a stickler for the whole voice acting thing. Charles Martinet will always be my Mario, and I listened in and I'm like, you know what, he really wanted to do that voice the day he died. Nintendo probably was just like, hey man, like you gotta stop, you gotta chill, man.
Hey, we're promoting you to ambassador.
And honestly, it was the greatest way for him to, set off into the sunset. I'm gonna see him at Too Many Games this.
Oh, lucky!
I'm getting as much signed as possible. I don't care how much debt I have to go into. Because wow, it hurt. Like that hurt. It wasn't even a death, it hurt. There were very few like voice actors and stuff. Just to go on a small tangent. Creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, Takashi, I forget his name. Kazuki. That one hurt me. Hurt me.
Yama Yugi.
Yeah. I also died. He also died saving people. That hurt me the most.
Oh dang.
Iwata, that one hurt me the most.
You want it?
Yeah.
I cried. Etika, that was another one I cried for.
Oh yeah.
Akira Toriyama.
Kira Toriyama.
Toriyama? You
Toriyama.
Yeah.
My bad, sorry.
We got Yu-Gi on the brain.
I'm a new Dragon Ball fan, so like
Oh.
yeah, so I didn't really watch it just because I never had access
Well,
for some
welcome,
reason.
welcome to the fandom. Trust me, I
Yeah.
watched One Piece this year after getting really sick and stuff, and I binge watched the whole thing, and wow.
Yeah.
Hate that I was late to the train. But back to the main topic. Donkey Kong, it was a necessary sacrifice, I think, because if it was like normal Donkey Kong, I don't know, people would have been receptive enough to it. They needed to give it that flair. I mean, I think this one might be interesting solely based on the fact that, like, you can pick him for what pretty much, like, he can destroy everything. It's like Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
but he's faster, he's bananas. He's not monkeying around. I don't know what kind of, insane pun you want me to pull out, but point in case, it is... there's no monkey business here. I'm sorry. It's just...
We were talking about recently in a podcast, like I think we were talking about Donkey Kong Country Returns HD for the
Oh.
Switch.
Yeah,
And like we were talking about why can't they just make a new Donkey Kong game? And then they pull this. I was like, oh,
Hey.
I was a little sad that it wasn't Odyssey 2, but
I mean,
I was
they
like,
already have Mario Kart. I think it is time for the
yeah, they didn't want to
backseat-
do two Mario games. Yeah.
I think it's also time for the backseat Nintendo characters. I mean, okay, maybe not Kirby or Donkey Kong, but I think it's time for the back. Yeah, Kirby ate really good in the Switch era. Wait, what am I saying? Kirby fans ate great during the Switch era. The 3DS ports, the new game, Star Allies,
Forgotten Land is like my favorite.
Dreamland.
Yeah. Like,
Kirby fans have been eating great. Where are the F-Zero fans, the Kid Icarus fans, the Earthbound fans? Oh my god, the Ice Climber fans! Where are you?
Ice Climbers.
You got one game for every franchise.
See, like now with Donkey Kong, what is it, Bonanza? I can totally see them making an Ice Climbers game like that, where they're instead of destroying the whole Terra, whatever, they destroy ice, and you find stuff in the ice.
I would have loved the Captain Toad dynamic, if I'm being honest. Where you're Nana and you're Popo and you're trying to save
yeah.
Nana. And I would have loved that, and then a New Game Plus mode where midway through, Nana then has to save Popo, and then afterwards they both have to work for a common goal. That would have been great in my opinion. I like that we got Donkey Kong. I know people
Hire us.
wrong. Yeah, honestly, Donkey Kong fans deserve this one too, as much as the Air Rider fans. So I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. There's no ill will there.
No, no.
I was just shocked. I was also shocked of a lot of other things on the Switch. The camera, dude. Did you see Hori actually announced a Piranha Plant camera?
Yeah, for less money, I like that.
Honestly, yeah, and it looks cooler. I don't know what the camera specs are, but if you're streaming, honestly, getting a camera that's USB-C based from Hori isn't the worst thing.
I think they make good stuff.
Yeah, I mean Logitech Pro, I got a Logitech Pro.
Like the Power A people.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of good brands and stuff that are cheaper and stuff, and you don't always have to go Elgato and Blue Yeti or something thought about getting one of those toner mics from TikTok, honestly, but that aside, I think overall, in terms of price, base price for the hardware, it was good. Probably should have put it in the direct so people weren't pissed at you, but then again, I also see with the whole tariff thing why you might have removed it. That's another thing. Maybe they originally had it in there. Now, on the other hand, you saw my video, right? Corporate greed, my god, $80 for a game. Either you are trying to test the waters and destroy the gaming industry, in terms of physical media, or you're trying to set a boundary between that and the everyone else. One thing also that we didn't talk about, which kind of boggles my mind, the Switch Pro controller. That was so subtle in there. No one's really talking about it because it's the same price as the Switch 1 Pro controller. It probably connects and it has absolutely nothing new in it. Like, what does it have that's new? Like, the C button? Okay, cool.
No, no, you forgot. It's white.
Revolutionary. Quick. $90
Innovative.
right now. Like, it makes
Big
no
crap.
sense. There's a lot of things here. And you know what? I mean, I'm not a businessman. Reggie was a businessman, and even he's poking fun at Nintendo for it. Subtly, of course, because, you know, I think he still wants that door to be open just in case Nintendo is begging Mega
Just bring it back. Bring it back.
Like, I'm sorry, that was the golden age of Nintendo, where you had Miyamoto, Reggie, and Iwata. Like, we ain't getting that back. And I kind of subtly, even as a teenager, I kind of knew once Iwata had unfortunately passed away, it was a big paradigm shift.
Yeah.
We showed
Nintendo used to be fun.
and you know what? And yeah, like, honestly, like, you know what? I thought about doing an April Fool's joke this April Fool's where I talk about how great the Switch UI is. Which, by the way, did you see the leaks for that? Because the Switch 2 UI is looking pretty nice.
No, I didn't.
It looks terrible. It looks the Switch. It is. I don't even like. How do we go from like the Wii U and the Wii and the 3DS with themes and everything, especially even towards the end of the 3DS is like, I don't care if the themes came out in the end or not. It had more charm because it looked like the DSi. I can't picture anyone looking at this and going, this has personality.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. And I can't understand Nintendo for that. They had all of the Switch's light to make it any more appealing. And they gave us a dark mode. Well, by God. I don't know. It's one of those things where the Switch 2 was so hyped, and then, oh my God, everything shot it in the foot. Like, everything about it besides the games shot it in the foot. The price, the tariffs.
I do think it's going to be a quality product. I think it's going to be like a good product, but just the marketing, like the price for the games, it's egregious. And like they are. I was thinking, I can't imagine like them failing, like, because everything is gonna be better, but like they're doing it. they're like you said, they're shooting themselves in the foot, and you're getting in your own way, Nintendo. Like,
it's weird because I don't even think this was Nintendo's greed in terms of the console, because they're only making $50 on it. Right? They're only making $50 in accordance to the hardware, pre-tariffs, post-tariffs, whatever. Like, if anything, they're losing money when it comes to this, or barely making even, right? If they had made the console $400, they would have been losing money, just like Xbox does, trying to sell Game Pass, which is fine. Xbox, Microsoft, they have the money to piss away, it's fine. But for like Nintendo, where like they don't give their games away for free, they don't discount their games, and they don't do a lot of. They don't need to market themselves because they are the market. I hate to tell you, Nintendo is the one that sets the standard for everything. And I feel that I don't know actually, because it's so much mystery in my opinion, and a lot of uncertainty, because it's like, especially with how everything is right now, I don't know. It's like we could go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
I think we just need to be patient and just wait to see what they do. I think only time will tell.
I think
Like, I'm still hyped for it.
going for pre-orders, like whenever they get announced.
So I always, people ask me, are you gonna buy, because we're the Nintendo guys, you know, we get asked like, hey, are you gonna like buy a Switch 2? And at first I was like, well, maybe wait a year or two to get all the bugs out, but I might, if I do pick one up day one, I think I'm just going to, I'm going to pretend. And listen, you can take, what I'm about to tell you, you can take my idea and make it your own. I don't mind, but I never got a Switch 1 on day one. So I'm going to pretend that, that the Switch 2 is like, well, it is a brand new console, but that I'm going to pretend that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are new games, and I'm going to be playing them in 4K 60 FPS, and pretend I'm picking up, you know.
Stop right there. That's brilliant. I'm not taking that idea. That's your idea. You're going with that, mister.
Yeah. I'm going to pick up a Switch 2, play Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild in 4K, and pretend like it's the first time I'm playing it, so that I can be happy.
I love that. That's hilarious. You know what's funny? I was actually playing the Wii U version for Breath of the Wild, and I actually got the DLC and everything beforehand, before I saw it was all crunchy. And it felt like I was playing it again for the first time, just because of how, like, low fidelity it was, and it was weird. You know, looking at the comparisons between Wii U and Switch games, hint for the episode. But, you know, in terms of it's weird because I don't like the fact that they're porting things so soon. Personally speaking, I would have liked to have seen a little, like, more new games. But considering it's, like, the best-selling... Actually, to be honest, I think Tears of the Kingdom did less than Breath of the Wild, if I'm not mistaken, right?
As far as what?
Sales, because Breath of the Wild was the top song for the Wii U, and it was
that's correct. Yeah.
So...
The way that we had categorized it is, I think Tears of the Kingdom is a better game, but Breath of the Wild is more iconic.
Okay, I could see that, and honestly, in my opinion, because I would like to make a Tears of the Kingdom video at some point. I'm gonna be honest, Tears of the Kingdom, I 100%ed it. I wasn't bored, but I wasn't thrilled. Like, it wasn't. It might have been the more mechanically sound, but like. Yeah, I guess iconic is the best way to say it. Like,
I love that game. I think it's the best game ever made.
It's the same Hyrule. Like, the thing is both of them are the same Hyrule. Like, one just feels like glorified DLC, and then the other one feels like it revolutionized the formula for a franchise.
Yes, which is why we categorize it as such.
Yeah.
Because, like, Tears of the Kingdom, technically it is a better game, and I loved it. You know what's weird? I don't really like the Underground as much as the other people do.
I was surprised the Underground was a thing, because the marketing for that said Sky Islands. I thought we were getting some Skyward Sword references, but they bamboozled us, gave us 50% of the game on ground, 10% in the sky, and then the other 40% was shoved underground for some reason, and I was like...
I didn't hate it, but I wasn't thrilled.
I didn't like it because it's like you always had to do the land, you always had to... It felt like there was a handicap for everything. Once I finally lit everything up, and I was like, "Wow, yeah."
Yeah, it was underwhelming. It was underwhelming.
A little bit.
I get that, but again, like it was. I think it is a better game. But Breath of the Wild, it's more nostalgic. It's more iconic. It was more innovative because, like, I mean, how many games since 2017 have copied, like, Elden Ring? We wouldn't have Elden Ring if it wasn't for Breath of the Wild. So, like,
there's also other games that Breath of the Wild mimicked too, like the weapon breaking system, the so on and so on. One thing I will say about Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm kind of happy about, I got the Invincible Master Sword.
Oh, nice.
The Glitch went out, and that was before they patched it. So the only way now people can, like, you used to be able to fuse it with the craziest things, but, like, I didn't want to fuse it because it looked stupid the entire time. I just wanted an Invincible Master Sword. Did
you do the glitch where you're getting?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did the glitch. I also did the glitch where you duped everything.
Yeah.
That's how I 100%ed it very.
And then I didn't update my game for like a hot minute because I turned off auto updates like immediately because they enticed people to update that thing too. Yeah.
I only updated it after I 100%ed it because there wasn't much of a point. Like, I got an Invincible Master Sword. I have all the items. I have all the medals. I have all the shrines. I have all the clothing. I have all the armor.
You thought I was, like, obsessed.
Yeah. So, like, I guess final thoughts is we'll see, but don't be surprised if there's a little bit of backlash.
I mean, there's already backlash.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, a little more backlash.
A little more backlash.
Because it's, it's funny. It's not like anyone's doing anything to diffuse the situation. Either, like, people are pissed about the lack of game preservation, the price, the heart. Listen, I'm sorry. In terms of price, like, you guys had every right to be pissed about the game prices. Games, as someone, no, I need to plug this in because I'm so sick and tired of this because I have another script for another video about how I have a dang degree in 3D animation and game design. And I tried being in the industry. It ain't good. Don't do it. I wouldn't bother with it. Which is why it's like it sucks because game devs aren't as respected as they should be. Nintendo's a prime example of that. I'm looking at you, Metroid Prime Remastered.
So good.
Yeah, I'll go to game, but they should have given credit to the original devs. Metroid Prime 4, we didn't even talk about that. I mean, okay, what do you think of the mouse controls? Wow, we're glazing over a lot here.
I mean, like, it's fine. I'm not a PC gamer. I will be using the controller. Maybe I'll try the mouse controls like when I get it.
There was a guy on TikTok I saw, and he was playing Metroid Prime 3, Metroid Other M, and I think 2 with he was doing it with whatever this weird mouse finger control thing is on top of an actual mouse. Like he was hitting buttons and stuff with one hand and he was doing the shooting and mouse controls. But I was like, dude, what the heck is this? And why is this the coolest thing I've seen? Now, obviously, modding and emulation is okay if you have the original copies and you want to preserve them. Also, Nintendo hasn't given us the trilogy to preserve them. So at this point, I consider that fair game. But, I think also, like the mouse controls, if you could hook those, because they're Bluetooth enabled, they're going to be able to be hooked up on a PC. They're probably going to be one of the most accurate mouses for gaming around. That's another thing, because like the more I think about it, the trackpad motion, like this is whole new technology in these Joy-Cons, right? The original Joy-Cons, they had like the little IR sensor. Wow, you really can't see it. They had the IR sensor, they removed that. I will say who used it? Like 1-2 switch and maybe lava, like the two things that come to my head when that's the case. And there's only
there's like a bell alarm.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's weird. I mean,
so Metroid Prime 4 looks amazing. The fact that it can do 120 in docked mode, like, I'm excited.
I'm also happy that like the original footage they showed on the Switch 2 or the final Switch Direct, the Switch 1 Direct.
Yeah.
The footage they showed was on Switch 1.
Yeah.
Then you have the Switch 2 footage and that blew that out of the water. I'm glad they separated the two and they didn't bamboozle everyone with the Switch 1 version, showing them Switch 2 footage because, terrible marketing. But I'm very nervous for the new control scheme. I was nervous for the motion control scheme when they added that into the trilogy. Because I played 1 and I had to sold it like an idiot. I want my original copy back. I'm very sad about that. Played Metroid Prime original 3 times if we count the remaster. Metroid Prime 2 once I beat it. And I played a little bit of 3, got very bored of the puzzles and moved on.
Have you played the trilogy?
Not all of them. Just the first one.
Oh, okay.
We need another. We need an Other M remake.
I think you played Other M.
Yeah, I played Other M.
Isn't that part of it?
No, that's like a prequel to everything Metroid in general. That's like Metroid Zero, basically.
Oh.
But it's weird. I will say, I think this is gonna be good once it gets off its feet and all of the political heat dies down. Yep. Just because there's a lot going on. Like, people are very volatile today, and it like, even in my one video where I was very like neutral about it, even I had someone who had like snarky comments, like, because like I didn't say who I voted for, I didn't say what I voted for, and mind you, I'm a small YouTuber. I was like, dang, imagine if I was like someone with like an opinion, like imagine if I was a corporate shill. I don't know. I will say I'm excited, I'm nervous, and I think we all are.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. Normally at the end of all of my videos or something, or at least most of them, right? There are a few like reaction ones where I don't really put anything in the end because it's a reaction video, like chill out. Where I talk about like healthy things and stuff like that, or just like, like just because I like it. That's a me thing. You don't have to watch that part. And in fact, it actually usually stops people from going to the end tag to see another video, right? But you, on the other hand, you actually said you were on a bit of a health journey. So you want to tell the folks at home some health stuff, or like recommend something to get them moving?
Yeah. So I mean, as you could tell, I'm obese, and I mean a beast.
Yeah, you're a beast,
so,
man. Listen, you're a beast. You're dummy thick, and it is awesome.
Yeah. I got that, dude. I got that King Dedede figure, and it's like it's fine. I mean, so I've actually I've been running for like 4-5 weeks. It's funny because it took me getting a free Apple Watch to start working out. It's actually made it a whole lot easier. So and encouraging. But ever since I started running, just a mile. You don't even have to run the whole thing. Just getting outside, getting some vitamin D, giggity, and like going out for a walk. You'd be surprised like how much clearer your mind is. If you struggle with depression like I do, you'll be surprised of just how much better you feel. Just going out, getting some sun, touching some grass, and just like you'll feel great. I've already started losing weight. And if you're asking from where, I don't know. It's just
Listen, it better not be those thick DDD cheeks of yours.
yeah.
The ladies
My
love
cheeks.
those things, man.
All 4 of my cheeks.
Oh.
And so it's working. I think you can see it a little in my face.
I
Like, if
do,
you go-
you know, in all honesty, like, I can tell when people are excited and happy about working out, because, like, you know, as someone who's been doing lifting since he was, like, 16, God, for a while, I had my weight fluctuate after being sick. I had my weight fluctuated, you know, and I even went on a holistic diet, and just, I lost a lot of junk in the trunk, if you will. And I think, you know, especially in the #1 obese country in the world, you know, it's important that, especially gamers too, who spend a lot of time inside, who, you know, don't really go out and socialize, who don't really go out and do things, you know, and you brothers have each other, you know, you Nintend friends, you Nintend bros, I don't know, but, you know, it's like,
Yeah, but now you're an honorary Nintendo.
Dude, you're part of that, dude.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what, are you guys sub to my channel?
we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so then guess what? You are my sons. Welcome to the crew.
Yeah.
I tell that to people on my TikTok live. I have so many sons, and someone actually reached out to me the other day on Instagram when I finally made my professional Instagram and said, I am not a son. And it was like this girl with her boyfriend and such. And I sent a picture of Whitebeard, and I said, we're all children of the sea. And in
You mean your followers are not called Glitchies?
No, they are my children. I've always wanted a family, and not to get too upsetty spaghetti, but there was a girl I had wanted a family with, and So this is kind of my way to cope with that. So,
That's-
you know,
Awesome, man.
yeah, of course. You know what? Listen, if I can't have that, then you know what? At least let me give that energy into a community where, you know what? Look, especially with everything and everyone being as divided as we are,
Yeah.
video games are meant to be fun. Like, shut up and let Mario jump, or
Yeah.
you know, let me curse at you while you throw a blue shell at me in Mario Kart. Or I swear to God, if I play Mario Party with you two and one of you suckers steals my star, I'm gonna lose it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want to be fighting.
Don't even get us started, dude.
Yeah.
We went on a hiatus. A lot of people thought we went on a hiatus because I was moving and stuff was going like down, but like we didn't make videos for what, 3 months?
Very much.
It's because he freaking stole all my stars.
What a
No.
honestly, at this point, yeah, no, totally warranted.
Yeah.
All right,
And
guys.
also, do not trust Rosalina. She is a backstabbing skis in Mario Party.
Oh yeah.
So she's great on the ice, but
Oh, absolutely. You could.
but anyway.
Ours than that. But anyway, you guys have been awesome. I'm so glad to have you on. I'm so glad to talk to you guys about this. And sorry to hear that you know your camera's been lost. And I really appreciate all the time that you spent tonight. And of course, I will edit the stuff, give you the footage, or honestly, if you just want to YouTube to MP4 it, depending on, because this is like an hour, I could send you either the full file over like Google Drive or something.
If you send it my way, I could probably edit it too. So
I mean, honestly, like if you want to edit it in your own way, change the background and stuff, like by all means, I'll send you everything I edit. This way I chop up some stuff. Actually,
thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy.
Got it. Actually, I prefer Pops.
Oh, Pops.
Pops. Do you guys watch One Piece?
Yes.
Okay, good.
One of us does.
I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh man.
Not a one piecer.
Oh.
I gotta get in it though.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have time. I give him crap, but he's got so much. Like he's a full-time student.
Well.
He's full-time working.
Oh,
He's got a wife.
wait, what are you going to college for? Before I even say anything.
I'm actually majoring in theology. Funnily enough.
Okay, that one might not be a scam. All right, I was about to go on a long.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
No. Not definitely not communications.
It's all scam. It's all.
It really. Anyway, thank you for telling that heartwarming story as well as we reach our last minute of the Zoom call.
Yeah.
Because you know what, I think there's a lot of people who can relate to that, and as you know, sad as it is, but thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Remember, like, comment, subscribe to both channels. All right. Later, guys.
See you.
Later.